I don't mean to be guarded. I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to just shut you out. It's just what I've been used to. My heart got callous. I don't wanna make that excuse. It's hard, but you're worth it. I just wanna be good for you. I'm a little damaged, but damn you so good. When everyone saw baggage, your love when no one could. Laying in this bed beside you, I don't have to hide away. You see all the wreckage, and it wrecks me that you stay. When I get lost in my own head, you always tell me the truth. And girl, you find me right where I am. You're the one thing I can't lose. Baby, you're my hero. I ain't scared to say that out loud. You're teaching me to trust again, erasing all my doubts. Yeah. I'm a little damaged, but damn you so good. When everyone saw baggage, you love when no one could. Laying in this bed beside you, I don't have to hide away. You see all the wreckage, and it wrecks me that you put all the shattered pieces back together, made them better. Saw what I could be through all the pain. I'm a little damaged, but damn you so good. When everyone saw baggage, your love when no one could. Yeah. Laying in this bed beside you, I don't have to hide away. You see all the wreckage, yeah. You see all the wreckage. Breaks me that you stay. And it wrecks me that you stay.
There. I wanted to be cool like the other people. So if you could hear it, it shall get better as time goes on. I've been wanting to play that song for you guys for the longest time. Most of you probably already know it, but I just love that song. And it speaks for both of us.
Where's your Tractor Supply hat?
Oh, I see why this is all like this. It's because it's Sean's phone.
Oh no.
It's Sean's phone. Anyway, hold on. That aside, it doesn't matter that it's Sean's phone because it's easier for me to text. I moved the curly sign up.
How about you didn't? Do you want to hang with Crazy?
I love hanging with Crazy. No, because it wasn't bright enough, so I didn't. It's a long story. It's filled with trials and tribulations and things like that. It's like an Iliad and the Odyssey, that kind of thing.
The idiot and the what?
Here, Sean, find your space.
All right.
And then I can scroll back in the
What do you
chat
mean?
once we find your space. This is my phone.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
streaming from your phone.
Okay. It's right here.
Okay, beautiful.
Hold on.
That's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Gothic. Hey, AK. Hey, Alex. Alex, I heard that Muppet creature over there talking about you, what you look like, which is... I don't know what she looks like.
That-
They put these crazy things out there and
So
swear they're outs, and then
we're
they'll
getting
put,
ready to go live, and Hussey is talking about you, Alex.
and
What the
then
hell is he talking about
put
you for?
they'll put some crazy otherness like together, saying of what they look like. Y'all need to decide what you think she looks like because
Mm-hmm.
you've put just about everything out there. Hey, Karen, how are you? Stitching.
Yes, Muppet is Hussey.
Okay. Yes, he is a Muppet. You know, and honestly, Sean's the one that came up with that one. He
No,
kept,
I call him the Neanderthal.
He kept
He
going,
really does. You know, he looks like a Neanderthal. Like if you just take shades off of him
Mama Ricky.
with his dirty wig and he's like, that's what Neanderthals look like. They were these just
Thank
big,
you.
goofy dudes with hair, right? He looks like a fucking
Well, I think he
Neanderthal.
looks like a Muppet baby.
Yeah, but
That's. Were y'all able to hear the song okay? Or was it too close to it? Or how did it play through? Because we're not going to do it all the time. I just wanted to give it like a go.
how did it go?
How did it go? You heard it? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go get the hat that I meant to wear because my makeup isn't tying together the way I wanted it to because I'm not wearing the hat that I wanted to wear. You know how, like, we're vain? We are. Morgan doesn't like us. Morgan, I never said you didn't have horses, Morgan.
Yeah, no, what she said, those of you guys that were looking at the I guess it's the comments in the last from our last one. Someone jumped in there and said, could we discuss having a family and being part of a family and having a matriarch in the family that spreads the wealth around to the rest of her family members? And I said, yeah, I guess we can do that. And so then Morgan comes right into our comment section, and I guess she was talking shit because she came in and somewhere along the line, someone said that my car that I got was just given to me or something like that. It was probably my ex-wife. It was probably my first wife because I don't know who else would. So somebody wanted to talk about it, and then Morgan. See, what happened is Morgan likes to talk shit about people, and then when you tease her, remember when we gave her about 40 seconds of attention and said that she just all of a sudden posting about horses and this and that, and she's been moving for a year and this and that. Well, she lost her mind, and she said that I said that she stole horses.
And you never said that she.
No, and then that, and she was really, really mad in the comment section. And so, first of all, we're talking about you and not to you.
Yeah.
You know when somebody comes directly over into your comment section pissed off that you got them. And it's just like, if you're going to pick
Gina.
on people and talk about people, then just don't, you can't lose your mind when people pick back.
Well,
And she made a comment and said, Mandi and Sean don't know how to purchase a home. I'm pretty sure you were living in the home that you purchased when I extracted you from that situation.
Yeah, it's fairly simple. And do you want to know how simple it is? Because real estate agents want to make money. So if it's possible to do, they're going to make it happen for you.
Normally, when I was going through the house buying procedure, this was back when I was married to Jessica, and I was going to buy, and ironically, it was a horse farm. Ironically, it was a horse farm.
Were you going to keep the horses?
It was like a split ranch, and it had an unfinished basement. And so this is what it was a couple in their 70s, and all they wanted to do was be closer to their kids in Arkansas. So it was a real good price. It was in Plainfield, Connecticut, if you know that area. I'm not going to tell you what the price was that I negotiated for.
Why?
Because it was way low, very low. And so I went and I asked the guy to put a heating unit in the bottom of the basement so that I could build, finish the basement. I wanted him to put the fence back up around the 10 acres. And then I didn't know what kind of condition the horse barn was in, but it could stable 3 horses. I know nothing about horses. But I knew that I could board it out, like people could rent the space and they could use the field and everything. And so I made the bid in May.
Hey, Morgan. What up, sweetie?
Yeah.
That her husband purchased. Look at the title. I was on there.
So that I made the bid in April, and by August, they paid the closing costs. I had done all the inspections, and we were ready to move in. So she was very upset, Morgan, who's in the chat, that I said, man, it's taking you forever to move. You've been saying for a year. There's a couple reasons why you can't move real quick. The first one is because you got to find a bank that'll lend you money. That's the main thing that'll hold it up. And the other thing is that if you're in looking for a, especially a ranch style home or an older home on a horse ranch, that is a fixer upper. You're going to have a hard time passing those inspections and getting people to lend money against that. That's all it is. But this boo-boo lost her ever-loving mind and said that we were accusing her of stealing horses and this and that, and we've never bought a home. So there you go. There's your minute and a half of attention, Morgan. You can go flip out now.
I was like, you were talking about, you're like, this is me now is getting triggered over the dumbest shit. And I said, what is it about? And it was like the horse.
Yeah. So what happened was she put something up because you were going to call somebody out on a bunch of GoFundMes. And that particular person got with you and said, can you please just call it off and not? And that was the agreement y'all made. Morgan's got to fuck that all up by putting it on blast, you know, like she normally does. So you guys slipped that over to me. And I said, let's give her 40 seconds of attention. If you can't play, get back on the porch. You know, if you're going to get all freaked out when somebody responds and just put tweet after tweet after tweet about it, there's your attention. You're not built for it, Morgan. You're not built for the drama. Get on the porch.
And what's silly is when you're like, that Mandy's has been paid for, not Mandi. How in the hell do you know what bank accounts look like?
She was married to him. So
I mean, how in the hell did you know?
Yeah, she put
what if I made more than him?
Go over into the comments, and she was saying something like, I know exactly. Presley is, nobody even knows who the fuck Morgan is.
No, but did you say, why, the whole steal a horse thing is something that I am like,
where did she come up with that?
I'm fascinated with that one. Did you joke around and say she stole?
I don't know, but she lost her ever-loving mind. So she tweets that we're broke, and that my mommy gave me the car because we're broke.
But now we have two cars.
So we had two cars. We had a Kia and a Ford. One of our family members needed a car, so I gave them the Kia, gave it to them, and then paid my parents the difference for the car that I drive now. That's the truth. Since you want to know, Morgan, and that's what happened.
Whoever was the leaky squeaky that did it in the fam, that's messy. Messy,
Jesse.
Because we weren't even talking about that. But yes, he does have another car. We still have the Ford. His car is pretty badass. Not really like my style, but it's like, okay, so it's a Sawyer's gonna get comfortable on the couch. It's a Nissan.
It's an Altima SL.
Altima with a Nissan.
With the Maxima engine.
With Maxima engine.
So my dad, who's in his 80s, doesn't want to drive it anymore. So another family member who also needed the car, didn't really want to give him the Nissan because it was a lot of car. So I said, why don't I give them the Kia and then I will buy the Nissan from you. That's what happened.
That's how that
happened. Morgan, in Morgan style, takes some half-ass fucking tweet or half-ass information and goes and runs with it. And then when a content creator comes back at her, she looks like, she's drunk at 2 p.m.
But yeah, well, she was like, thanks for going into detail. Glad you care. I really don't. I was just curious where the stolen horse thing came from. That was all I was curious.
She said, go into detail. You can go and look at the comments unless she brings them down.
Funny. Like she's
I know. There's your attention, Morgan.
She's probably
go have another drink.
You stoned. Anyway, it was good seeing you, Morgan. Get the hell out of here. Don't come back. We were talking about you.
Not to you, but here you are.
You like your Maxima in your dreams? Or they are fast. I've heard that they're
most
fast.
Altimas have like a 2.4, like four, four cylinder. This has a 3.5 6-cylinder in it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I do like it.
She was getting information from Boho. Boho said we're grifters. From our family is a bunch of grifters. Because we give each other and we help each other out. I guess when we get the house in a few years, we're grifters for that too.
Yes. Wait till you see the house. Come here.
Well, we lived in the basement. They gave us a hard time about that.
We're not really talking about their house. Don't.
Exactly, Alex. Alex, like, girl, slow down. You triggered.
But more like. Alex, that's what happens with her. If you're looking to have a little spot
of fun. Screenshot about, like, look at this. Look at all this. This is all the stuff. She's like,
you are hurting Morgan, you're hurting my doggy's ears.
Yeah.
He doesn't like all that. My doggy don't like all that noise.
That's right.
This is Sawyer Brown, and he's gonna say hi so that we can get it over with. But
the game is tight.
what type is it? What is?
It was like 17-13 when we came in here.
Is it a game like they better win?
No, well, this is the playoff. So I personally think, this is my personal thought, that the winner of this game, I think the winner of this game here wins the Super Bowl.
You think so?
I think between Buffalo and KC wins the Super Bowl. I think that Baltimore is really good, but I just think that the winner of this game wins the Super Bowl. Right, Sawyer Brown?
Usually, hey Yoga. Usually, Sean is not too far off the mark when he makes those predictions.
Yep.
If he could do it for money,
hey Carlos,
he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, Carlos!"
Carlos is getting all kinds of people starting up back and forth.
I know, calling him like
no, but I mean,
back with names.
Carlos is really, really good about getting in there and planting the seed. You know, he plants the seed.
Jude,
and
sweetie, are you doing okay medically? Jude was having some issues. I'm sorry. I'm just talking, right? I'm not meaning to talk over you. I just saw Jude.
Yeah, Karen, Boho said that we were grifters.
And she loves her. Well, she's something about a Range Rover, that she loves a Range Rover and says that Moxie can't get one. I think pretty much anybody with a decent job can get anything that they want. They're just going to pay a lot of money for it.
Right.
I don't think that Moxie wants a Land Rover. I don't think she wants one. She wanted one. She wanted exactly what she wanted that got wrecked. So, you know, and we live in a country where if you can make the dollars and cents work and prove you work someplace
especially during COVID. So pre-COVID, you know, so I'm retired from the Army and I have my VA stuff, and now I work for the post office. Do you know that it used to be simply credit score, but when we went and got the Ford, they wanted, even though I had enough income, fixed income, they wanted me to have a job. And once I had the job, that was, you know, that's what they wanted. Before COVID, it was like it was your credit score. I mean, if you had a good credit score, you're but I mean, there's a lot of people that have maintained their credit score through COVID and not working.
Well, but for a very long time, military could easily get approved because they knew it was a steady paycheck. If you're what is it? Your ETS state or what is it? Not ETS. If you're is it LES?
ETS, yeah.
ETS is when you get out.
Estimated time of separation.
Okay, so if your ETS...
The LES is your leave and earnings statement.
Yeah, so if your ETS was far enough out that they still had you for a couple of years, then you could get... That's why they've got these lower ranking guys with these F-150s fully loaded that are their whole paycheck, but they're like, I live, I sleep, I do everything.
I mean, when you look at the price of new cars right now, it's...
Exactly.
It's like a fully loaded, say, F-150 pre-COVID. I mean, what did I pay for my Ranger? And it's probably twice that now to get a Ranger. Easy.
I don't know.
The parts, and there's really no haggling. It's like, this is what a car is going to cost you now. And it's almost double for a new car. And
when Loretta tells you that she is going to hold it on until the wheels fall off, that is absolutely 100% true. The last time she was like, what she was talking about, the problems with that, I was like, Loretta, if we're talking an engine, whatever, and, you know, you put it into it, and it might be worth it to get a note chip. Nope, I'm replacing it.
I'm telling you, Loretta.
I'm replacing it. I love my car.
I have a friend that I work with. He's got a Toyota. What's the Toyota, the mid-sized Toyota truck?
You're right, Mama Ricky. Tacoma? Tundra.
No, the pickup truck. Anyway, he's got this Toyota. Y'all, it has got over 400,000 miles on it. It's like a 1996 or something like that. Now, here's it's whatever. This dude is literally, and I'm like, why don't you just buy another car? And he's like, well, I don't want a car note. I don't want a car note. And he's a real frugal guy, which is good. He's got a ton of money in the bank. And he's been working this job for years and years and years. And he's single. And he has this one car. But the thing is about every couple of months, he's dumping about $1,500 in it. Right. To keep it. And so over the course of I said, so we're going to count for this year. And so we started at like April of one year and we went all the way till April of the next year. And because we're friends, and he spent probably $5,000 on that car to keep it running. So I was
Wow.
like, bro, you have this 1990 whatever, and he's
That's interesting,
legit got
Levy.
400 and some thousand miles on it. But if you're putting 5K a year in it to keep it on the road, after 3 years, 15K, you've got another nice used car. And you're not paying, whatever.
I don't think he wants to take the time to go look for one.
That might be part of it too. But still, man, I mean, it's like, hey, when you taking lunch? And it's like, well, I need to run over to such and such and get my truck. And it's like, what now?
Might need
Well,
to
they had to.
go to CVS parking lot with your wife.
That's right. We can do that. He says, I'm gonna. They had to do
They know
something
for
with it, and
everyone.
it's a standard. So the clutch went out, and they needed a new flywheel or whatever. And I'm like, dude, just buy another car.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But anyway.
Yeah. You're right. Presley, my husband is stable, feeling much better. The plan is for him to come home tomorrow.
Yay.
I pray he does. It's been a long, scary week. I can imagine. Yeah. Prayers for Presley and her hubs for sure. It seems like it's one step forward and then a couple of steps back, and then you get a few steps forward. But it's interesting. So, Sean.
Presley was like, I've been driving a new 2014 Chevy Blazer, but then she changed it to 2024.
She probably it's a 20. I'm
No,
sure
I
it's a
know.
24,
She said
yeah.
brand new, but
Oh, I love Blazers and I love Suburbans, but they are extremely expensive. You know who everybody's talking about in this little on these YouTube streets?
what's happening in these YouTube
Somebody that finally, and it's no one boring like Randy or anybody like that. It's Samantha and Yava's.
What is happening with their channel?
Well, they've she has everything behind her payroll for right now. You know, she says that everybody talks big law talk and nothing ever happens. Well,
Something happened.
and she it looks like all's not well.
Somebody tell us what's going on, because I haven't been paying attention to it. All I know is when we were listening to Neanderthal Man Hussey talk about it, he was like, you know how he does his little diatribes about when this person and blah blah. He started talking about Belinda and Yaba and Sam, and if they're and I didn't,
Yep.
I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
So it says, Karen says, so Trish and Boho, did you hear that? They paid for it. Case closed. But I'm confused. I don't know. I think she might be on a different topic. I mean, a different line than we are. But it'll be clarified.
Paid for what?
The legal fees of what they're doing. This is what I don't understand. Okay, so we've all figured out that you really can't be in trouble just for being an asshole.
No, it's
On
not
the
against the
internet.
law to be an asshole.
Until it crosses over into someone's civil liberties.
Right.
Civil liberties. And even then, it's super kind of,
No, you have freedom of speech. What you have to prove now, it's like the whole Hussey case with Clara. They settled that, and that's why
Yeah.
neither of them are talking about it. And whatever you know about it is that judge went, oh fucking thank God they settled it.
Yeah.
Really. Because
that's what I was, because I knew Karen had, I was like, what point? Because, okay, right. So for Boho, we did not pay for the ride. Wait.
what?
Boho said Sean's ride was a hand-me-down. I call bullshit. No, it wasn't a hand-me-down.
It's not a hand-me-down because it's a nice car. We did not, let's put it this way, we did not go to a car lot. I explained what happened.
Well, no. It's not getting on Mama Ricky. It's just clarifying. They think that not Mama Ricky or whatever, but the clarifying that it was a car made trade family outright. Everybody benefited from it.
Everybody benefited. The other family member that needed a
Hey,
car.
Logan. Anyway, no, that's all I was saying.
The other family member that needed a car got my Kia. And that's a, Kia with under 100,000 miles on it. It's a nice car.
Exactly.
I got the Nissan from a different family member. and there was some money to be played with on there, so that got taken care of as well. And that's it. So everybody made out, and it's everybody made out in the family.
Yeah.
Everybody got rolling who needed to roll.
Right.
And but that is not okay to some people.
And what
That's the problem.
I heard a good point. Someone said, they said the Kiwi farms have been around for a while. Most of the time they'll talk about you and you just have your time to talk about you, but they're not out to target you. They do their thing and move on. And the least you talk about them, the least of a huge idea it
It's
is.
like Wikipedia a little
But
bit.
it appears, Alex, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Samantha and Yaba have really made a point to kind of combat them directly, to comment and to have some sort of back and forth, which is really not that close of a way. I mean, do you see what I'm saying?
What they did was they kept contact. I mean, to the point where Kiwi Farms was like, look, not only are we going to not dox Sean and Mandi and all that like you're asking us to do, because their shit's been doxed a million times by a bunch of people. So there's no impact to do that.
Right.
I mean, everybody knows. You know, you could type it in the chat here. Everybody knows what it is and where it was and what it used to be and this and that. They said, not only are we not going to do that, but you guys need your own thread. You guys need a thread. So congratulations, Sam and Yaba. And I don't know if they got it together. Did they get it as a couple? Because that's the first solid thing as a couple they've done. They break up all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And so this is it. You've made it, guys. You are now a couple on Kiwi Farms. Bravo.
Well, yeah. Also, our car seems to have spurred a little bit of a jealousy with your ex, and I can you explain specifically why a vehicle? Because this has happened before with the Ford. Why would that make her? Why doesn't she just go buy a car? Why is she so jealous by you getting a car?
It's I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, did she go out and buy a car?
Well,
That's
nobody knows really what she did, but she's driving the car saying, I earned this because I did and I deserve this, and you know.
Okay. Good for you.
But why a car specifically? That's what I don't get. And you know, it's also funny. I see all these people that are like, I want to smoke whatever Mandi had. This is what's funny, because I laid down on the bed and I was like, okay, so topics. And Sean looks at me and he goes, you look tired. And I said, I know I look tired, but besides that, and he was like, you look like you've been crying. I said, well, I have been crying. I miss my parents. They were here and now they're gone and I miss them. And he's like, you know what they're going to say? And I said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, that's me looking out for her. It's like,
no, but it's like
I'm looking at her going,
I see what you guys are saying. Unfortunately, like I've always said, if I go on, I go full on. You won't be understanding what I'm saying.
It was discussion, because we've had quite an eventful couple of days that I guess were emotional, I guess.
Yeah, I just didn't realize how much.
I'm holding her face in my hands going, this is going to be, you sure you want to go live? Yeah, well, we canceled it last night and we canceled it tonight, you know. So I said, we don't have to do this if you're not. She said, no, I'm going to go live.
No,
I said,
live.
There's people that are going to say, I'm looking in your eyes right now, and they're going to say what they say.
My favorite thing when they say is, you can see what she's on. Well, tell me what I'm on. Like right now, tell me. Because I like it when people say they're on this, they're on that, because I can make predictions too.
Who was it that did that? Oh no, I'm not going to bring up her name, because that was the person that said that you were using, and they were speculating on it, and we said, okay, well, it's time to give you some attention. They were like, no, don't,
Yeah.
you know, I'll call that back.
Yeah, just very, 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 very upset about the car situation. And
you're talking about her.
Well, yeah. Well, you were looking at. I was like, cars come, cars go, used cars, whatever. You know, it's just, it's like such a triggering thing for her. Like I don't look at status.
In the depths of.
I don't look at status.
No, but in the depths of narcissism. that, I mean,
Yeah.
she doesn't even have, I would imagine, if she actually went out and bought a car, if she actually did that, there is no more mask anymore.
Right.
You know, you see the narcissists that are out there traversing the community. They kind of put a mask on, and I mean, look, let's face it. If you want to see narcissists, if you want to see, you know, and I'm not going after anybody because I know borderline. I know there's friends of ours that are borderline, but if you want to see mental and psychological pathology, just fucking come to one of our into our community. You know, there's so many of us that are here with some kind of malady, you know, some
Yeah.
kind of psychological malady.
I think most people would agree that
But-
that is the case.
But some people, the mask is gone. I mean, who goes out?
you.
Who goes out and goes and buys a car that, I mean, from what I understand, it's, what is it, the 20 something of the month? So,
Well, it's had a sensor going off the whole time. There was like a seatbelt.
I mean,
sensor.
it might have been, okay, so, you know, AdSense gets paid here in a day or whatever. And does she have enough money to just go buy a clunker, as Hussey would say, clunker?
I don't know. Why are you tired, crying, and sad? Okay. So I'm tired because when Sean works these kind of strange things where he gets up super early, I don't sleep well because I try to go back to sleep, but then you're in and out of sleep. What was the other one? What was the second one? I want to answer the second one. It's our Marilyn. She's pretty blunt and asks questions.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, crying because my parents visited. We had Sean's side visit too. I am going to put some pictures up that are redacted. But you know what? I did not realize how much I missed seeing my parents day to day.
Yeah, so it was pretty emotional for both of us because last Friday, not this past one, 2 days ago, but so like 10 days ago, Mandi and I got to sit
Thank you.
at a table
Hey.
and watch both of our parents, both sets of parents who were fortunate enough that A, all four of them are alive, and B, they've been together for as long as they have. My parents are add 1 year to my life, to me, they've been together 55 years.
Yeah. It was neat
And-
waking up to that smell.
So Mandi's, I know you're about,
No, I'm not going to cry, but it was neat to wake up to that smell.
yeah. I know it's okay, babe. And anyway, we sat back and watched the four of them just chat and carry on. And my dad, a Vietnam vet, my father-in-law, a Vietnam vet, and just they hit it off and they talked about some things. They talked about personal things that veterans talk about. And Mandi and I sat back, and my youngest was there with us as well. So we all sat back, and one of my brothers was there, and we watched them just go at it like freaking best friends. And it was rolling on at 10:30 at night, and they were just still talking and going. It was emotional. It really was. I mean, think about that, guys. At y'all's age, your mother and father and your partner's mother and father sitting at the same dinner table, talking and laughing and yucking it up.
When you never thought that would
mean-
happen. And I didn't think it would ever happen for me either. I had a very different set of in-laws before, so it wasn't like that.
Right.
But
And I didn't really, my in-laws, I mean, hey, my ex-wife, the latest one's parents, they weren't going to travel to Georgia. I have no problem with them. I had a good relationship with them. Matter of fact, I hear that she's put her parents on the phone and they even called bullshit on the stuff that she said. That's what I've heard. Those are golden nuggets if somebody has those. I mean, because
Jonice. It is so, remember Jonice?
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see you. Mm-hmm. It is. It's good to see you.
right, Alex,
She
it
got
was
shit
very,
on
very
by
cool.
some people.
Yeah,
in the
Jonice,
community.
you're welcome in here. So I had not seen my mother-in-law, and this is bad on me, since we'd moved from Texas.
I'm trying to go ahead. Keep talking.
And so Mandi's dad had come a few months ago. I think it was September, right, when he was here.
yeah.
And he was able to get my mother-in-law to get on a plane. And this is the first time I'd seen her. And they stayed in our house here for a week. And of course, you know,
We
we're
said
not
they were
talking,
both there.
we weren't talking about, we weren't streaming, we weren't tweeting it because some of these motherfuckers would have sent somebody to the house while they were here. But for Mandy Mandy will tell you that this home that we've made together, we don't own the home, right?
Taylor
But
Swift.
we have made this kind of our spot. And Mandy's parents came to her spot. It used to be that, you know, Mandy would go visit Texas and this and that. She went a couple of times, but they came here. And it was fucking awesome, man. It was, and very emotional because when they had to leave last Sunday, so a week ago, she was driving them to the airport. I had to work that Sunday. I'd got the other days off. And you were crazy sad. I mean, you were sad.
It's
Yeah.
been yeah.
So it's been basically kind of a week of, I mean, we all kind of have, if we're all,
Taylor
there's
Swift,
a bunch
right,
of us.
Presley?
Who's Taylor
She's
Swift?
been asking who's sang that song, so I was answering.
Oh, I thought that's Travis Kelce's girlfriend, the tight end for the
but
that's
I
what
don't think
y'all were
that's who
talking
she
about.
means. She's probably talking retro country.
So from Sunday to now, and I got a lot of time off last week, so I worked crazy hours this week. Mandy's been here without anybody, just with her by herself and missing her parents and this and that.
Yeah.
And we all have these kind of bipolar cycles. All of us have them, and we all deal with them different. So.
Let's see. So sorry in your dreams. I get it. So, you know, that figures into it too. When your parents get older.
Mm-hmm.
I got some really good friends in here that have gone through it recently.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who wants to make fun of that,
they can make fun of it. That's what people do. I think about it all the time, and I've said it all the time. I left in 1989, and you know, went down to Valdosta, and then I joined the Army. So from 1989 until we moved back here in 2020, I mean, 30 years I was gone, not living here in Georgia, coming and visited and this and that. And it was Mandy that, when she came into my life and she started visiting, when we moved to Texas, we were in Texas about 18 months. And it was Mandy that said, our place right now is in Georgia. We need to be in Georgia. And it kind of blew my mind. And I'm kind of disappointed in myself that it took her insight, you know, her as my better half, to realize. I mean, I was kind of rolling with my life the way it was. And we moved here. And y'all remember, we pulled pitch and we moved right before Christmas of 2020. And this is where we stayed with mom and dad for 6 or 7 months. And then we found this place. And Mandy basically gets to talk to and gets to see her parents whenever she can get time to do it.
Yeah.
And she did it so that we could be here. When we first started talking together, she said, I wonder if this guy knows that I'm a Texas girl and Texas is where my roots are going to be. So if we're going to have a relationship, he's going to have to take his ass to Texas. And it was no problem for me to do that, but it was also a sightedness that it was pretty short-sighted. I had to, and it just goes hand in hand. It's ironic with people talking about how we're taking hand-me-downs and we're grifting from our own family. The relationships that I have made and mended since I've come back here, I'm more at peace. And she really did this, for me, at her expense. And this is the result. This is the result.
I knew I could be with Sean anywhere. I wanted these relationships to be mended. Especially with his parents. You know, there was no huge, estrangement. It was just do day-to-day things, Sunday dinners, put everything out there that needed to be out there, to talk about that had happened in the last 10 years, things that needed to be apologized for, things that needed to be followed through, things that needed to be revisited, whereas they couldn't be revisited before, and that was important.
Like I said, it really is ironic that, and I'm pretty sure we can probably trace back to where Boho was getting information about the car and all that. I mean, that a lot of with that particular person was put to rest too. I mean, if you remember my first wife, Mandy was a mod for her, was modding. And, it just got to the point
Gigi.
where she was saying, coming to Mandy and talking about me. And Mandy was like, you're not going to talk about Sean like that. You're just not going to do that. And so that was kind of the end of their relationship. But, Mandy's taught me to stand up.
Yeah.
In so many ways, to so many things.
Sean has taken responsibility where he needs to take responsibility, and he understands what that is. But I was like, you're not gonna just take an ass beating from your ex for the rest of your life,
and it was
for whatever
And as a result of that, my family, particularly my father, has entrusted a lot of directives and instructions to me to what's supposed to happen as he gets older and his health declines and he can't do it anymore like he used to. I mean, my dad is, PhD, the Vietnam veteran, Marine Corps. When I say PhD, it's not like he went to school to get a PhD. He just kind of did it when he could, bachelor's from Penn State, master's from Oklahoma City University, PhD. He got his PhD when he was about my age, when he was in his 50s. And just everything that he's done to build a world and that will take care of my mother long after he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, some of this stuff, I'm going to kind of be like overseeing a little bit. I kind of have to, this is my mom's.
Thank you, Luna.
This was my mom's, and she's going to decide what she wants to do with this. But I kind of have some oversight. And a lot of that has like vehicles, my father's guns, his firearms, his tools, just things like that, as he doesn't need them anymore. Where are they going to go? Who's going to get all that stuff? And I feel weird talking about it now, but you got people that brought up the point that, we're grifting from my own family. And so that's kind of,
there's not really anything to grift for, because how it would work if we said we desperately need a second car and can't afford it. There would be a conversation had about it. That would be grifting.
If the family
Jocelyn
member
got Wi-Fi, so she's on.
There she is.
She says shh, shh, shh.
She's got Wi-Fi at the homeland going shh, 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 shh. So, but I mean, and the other point on that is, up until my parents and my family met Mandy, you know who I was with. There is no fucking way in God's name that I could get entrusted and I could have things signed over to me, and that is something that I have custodial oversight of while I was married to the other one, because that silly hoe would just take everything. She would just call the cops, and I have a lot more. Thank you, whoever did that.
Loving life. My husband left his hometown at 18 for a 20-year Marine career. And even though we tried, we just couldn't get him back home. I'll let you finish it.
And she put this, and this, even though we tried, we just couldn't get it back home to live before his parents passed. I'm his third wife, and his first two really made it hard for him financially. Wow. Does that not hit home for me?
Thank you.
And living life was the one that was in the comments that this is me now decided that she was going to stomp all over while I was having a conversation with this person.
Well, this is me now, Larry.
There you go. Once again, you look like an angry fool. Yes. And she said when she kind of knows, and she said she could not get her husband home in time. Mandy, well, we did it together, but Mandy was like, we are going home to Georgia. You are going to Georgia.
When he had, especially when he found out, like, we knew he had COVID, but we didn't, when it was like, he's got COVID, man, we just threw what we could and threw the rest into a storage unit. And that's not, a lot of people were doing that. So that's not to make it, seem any, like it was heroic, because everybody did what they had to do during that time. And like I said, if you review this tape of us and you find it humorous, but I want to, all of you that were friends with me at one point, to admit that this is exactly who I am. I may say shitty things. I'm not trying to show weakness.
No, I'm just
saying,
telling Joss,
but
I see you, girl. Joss
when I
says
was
she'll
your
be back
friend-
Wednesday.
Oh, she's coming back
Yep.
Wednesday. I'm just saying, they know I'm not quite the evil person that they would, you know.
Thank you, Queen of Planet
I can
Me.
be a bitch, though.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama Ricky. That's so sweet. You both rock. Love you
It
both.
is.
Stay safe, stay warm, and stay true. Isn't that the truth?
He said, like, Mama Ricky, the Queen of Florida.
Thank you. Jelly Belly says that I look so beautiful in the pink hat. I have a It's the no. I did. I put the Barbie hat on. I had
Yeah,
the
you
Tractor
did.
Supply pink hat, and then I put this one on. So it's true. This is the real Mandi I see every day. They know.
Yeah. And my family knows. And that may be why somebody that has no clue is over there acting the way they do. The thing is like the person is being jealous. They don't even they can't even, they wouldn't even, you wouldn't even be able to explain it to them mentally or emotionally, what you have
Right.
and what you bring to the name Curly. You couldn't even explain it. It'd be like arguing with a toddler.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be like arguing with a toddler. You just can't.
And that's why I was like,
listen, Linda, listen.
I said,
Listen,
would
Linda.
it be silly to start this thing with this song? Like, would it be weird? And he was like, no. And I was like, not like if we did it all the time, but maybe just once because of, and I think people got it.
Yeah,
you know?
I do too.
And it doesn't matter which side of the side you look at, whether it's, the guy having it or the girl having it. A lot of us, especially as adults, man, we just got wreckage and baggage that come with us.
We all do.
No matter how,
Now, I would say that 5 years ago, if Mandi had a moment where she was really emotional and whatever,
Thank you.
I didn't know how to. I wouldn't know how to handle it. I still struggle trying to know how to love on her through this. I still. It's like she's literally my everything. So it's hard for me sometimes to see her, and that's when we start talking about like codependency. Remember the other gang out there was talking about when she gets down or when she's had enough. All of the validation, she looks to me for everything, and I would never betray that. And that is codependency, and that's not healthy a lot of times. But for us, it's what we do. We give our total self to each other when the other one needs it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's
it
like,
is.
as far as YouTube mudslinging and having fun goes, we go back and forth with Al. We say this, she gets, I don't think Al's a horrible person. I think
what happened with Al,
her.
especially, she's starting to.
She's just
when
perfect content for what she gets.
Right,
She gives it
right.
as good as she gets it. But that was my
I started
example.
to call Al out because she wouldn't. It's another irony that's happening because she wouldn't call Sam out for what she was doing, and now apparently they are going at it with one another or something like that, weren't they?
I don't know.
And then Al flipped the script on the whole. She was like the beacon of, yeah, Sean's fucked up, but he never touched, what's her name over there, and then she kind of changed her narrative all of a sudden. So for that. We must give her a hard time for,
I'm looking and I'll need it, Mama. Oh, I was trying to see what I completed my advanced directives this week, but I won't make my boys make a decision about pulling the plug. I had to sign the DNR for my mom, and it still hurts me. That's another thing his dad was proactive in having done is all of those decisions down to, everything made so it didn't have to be made. So that's what people have to, it's not like it used to be where you prepaid your funeral and then everybody got together and
I'll put Joss's up there, but I pinned Andy's. Andy said, Sean, I think it's easier for her to show these emotions because she has you for her rock. I love seeing the love because I feel it every day. So I love seeing it too. Thank you, Mandy Curley. That's from Andy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, Mandy got to see our family, Andy. She got to see it, all of the love through all the imperfections that we are at the Outer Banks. I mean, we are all a piece of work, but at the end of the day, we would be there for each other. I mean, if anybody called and said,
If
we need you to
anybody
come right now to New York. We need you to come to Rhode Island.
And
We
my
need you to come
family
to
too.
Massachusetts. We need you to come to wherever my family is. We would go. We would go. But back to the Joss's comment, is Sam admitting to crushing on Mandy or not yet?
Apparently.
But Andy's right. I mean,
Let me find I have the iPad so we both can see. Are you sitting on the iPad?
am I sitting on it?
Oh no, I found it here. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back. Look at you. Sitting on your couches. No, but you can go ahead.
But yeah, Andy brings a lot of credibility to this community because he's seen most of my life
Right.
from when we were all living in Scotia, when we were all living there as little kids in the 70s, playing Kiss and Kiss records and, hanging out to, all the relationships I've been in. Andy knows everybody, all of them. He knows Jessica. He knows
all the
Trisha. He
memories.
knows Mandy.
And he says that the house on Carly Lane ought to have a historical monument, right?
Yeah, I think you need to check PayPal real quick.
But historical monument, the historical.
So, for those of y'all who never heard the story, we've told it before. Andy used to come visit in the 80s, when we were teenagers. And, I mean, the ladies loved him. I mean, and he got more action in Georgia than he did in New York in his own hometown. I mean, people were always asking, "When is Andy coming?" We're like, "What?" He's like, "When's your cousin coming?"
There was nothing. It was like saying, "Pay faster, get paid faster." Those.
I don't know how to
things.
work that stuff. So
I know, but at least I didn't want to miss it. Yeah, I remember when he said for sure that he I didn't, when he was comfortable enough to tell it on the live stream, I thought that was so cool.
But what part of it?
Oh
yeah.
He goes, "Oh my God."
It was almost like
You're like, "Come to where the curly boys are."
so it's like
The women shall follow.
So that's why we say that Carly Lane, which is in Roswell, is a national monument for.
Move back to your husband's. Oh, it's going to be hard living life. It says, I talked about a story of you and I gathering deposit cans while we were in Cape Cod.
Oh my God.
That shit means more to me than any car because I have family members to share them with.
So what he's talking about is we had a family reunion. I think it was 85, right? I believe it was 1985. That picture, Mandy, we got to find that picture. In that picture, I am like 16, right? And I'm wearing silver parachute pants. Silver parachute pants. Y'all remember parachute pants? And I was wearing a black Van Halen t-shirt with a silver and black tiger stripe bandana and a mullet. And I had a mullet. That's what I looked like in 1985. And we figured out we could walk around Cape Cod and we could, get a nickel for like cans and bottles. So when you're a teenager and you scrounge up, a couple dollars, it's a lot different trying to get money in the 80s than it is for a 16-year-old today. It just really is.
But it's the memories of getting it is what's the best.
And Andy is like there's 15 cousins on that side of the family. But I think in 85, there was probably only like 7 of us.
Really?
There wasn't as many.
And they had the younger ones
then.
came later. And
Yeah,
then y'all
they
were
came
all
later.
the babysitters.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Y'all were all the babysitters. I'm trying to make Jonice Spencer touch you. Thank you for coming, Jonice. It was so good to see you. Just listen. Yeah, even if you can't participate sometimes, just listen. Most of the time, we're funny. Sometimes we're not so funny.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we are tired.
Yeah.
I'm actually not tired right now. But
No.
my makeup's...
But I just knew. I take my bride's
That's why I said
face in my hands and I'll be like, girl, they're going to be saying you fucked up. I mean, if this is, I mean, that's what they're going to be saying, you know?
And I was like, well, how do I make my eyes brighter? You know what I mean? I thought sultry eyes were sexy eyes.
Well,
I thought when you're like...
Not in the drama community. If you sultry eyes, it's because you're freaking wasted. That's what people are going to say. So...
That's so funny. Thank
One
you,
of these
Sarah.
days, I don't know. I know that Andy is starting to go live. What we need to do, is we just need to like
get all the crew.
Just either you come onto my channel or I'll come onto your channel, and we'll just tell stories and stuff like that. And we'll throw some of the drama stories in there too. You know. But
yeah. No, that's freaking cool. Well, before we head off here, let's talk about what kind of schedule we can expect to be on for the weekend. Because we kind of got one on and then off. And then if we can hold you to your new days off, then it would be.
So that would be like a Thursday night.
Yes.
Thursday night, because I wouldn't have to work Friday or... I mean, Thursday, Friday. I mean, it would rule out like Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
They're like, y'all dumbasses, figure it out when you're not online.
I know. Who said that?
No, I'm saying that they said
that'd be Josh saying that. She's like, hey.
Y'all figure that out. Nobody wants to.
My time is valuable.
Anyway, we are going to run. Thank you, mods, for being here. And thank you for the super chats. Thank you, Living Life.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I mean,
words or whatever.
And I apologize for... I mean, she came right in there. I guess she had heard, and I didn't know who she heard it from. But then, you know, Morgan just came barreling into this conversation I was having with... About
the car?
So she kind of gave herself up a little bit about... So somewhere she was talking about it.
While she's not recording...
Thank you, Presley. I see it.
Thank you, Presley. While she's not recording court hearings, she's worried about who's getting free cars.
But I mean, it was, and then she did what she does. It was like, hey, look, man, you know, you're getting triggered too much, and then she would just keep going on and on. But it means a lot. I mean, it's a drama community, and when we have figured out, everybody's kind of figured out that if any one of us, Morgan with her fucked up prescription,
and she means her eyeglasses. Jocelyn is somewhat of a eyeglass pro.
Yes, Josh. Hey, Josh could hook her right up with some shades that don't look like she can see the future. You know, what's the weather going to be tomorrow? She'll put her shades on.
But the person you said she looked like, I was like, I didn't know who it was.
Who did I say?
Probably somebody that's not very nice.
Oh yeah, Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
But it's not.
He's got big old glasses too, and of course she'll get all saying that they're making fun of my because I had something going on when I was like, no, we're not. We're just making fun of your fucked up glasses. That's all.
Maybe we are.
You know, maybe
maybe I was.
But you just have to remember when we're doing this, we're just talking about you. We're not talking to you.
That's when you just listen to how people feel about you, and then you move along.
I mean, if we barreled into everybody's chat when they were talking about us, or if we went to everybody's tweet when they were talking about us,
yeah, some people feel like they need a seat. Like, if you're going to talk about me, at least give me a link, or at least nobody's talked about you. We want to talk about you.
Take it from us. People are talking about us all the time, and it's
Megan.
like, hey, Megan, haven't seen Megan in a second, man.
We are going to jump off here because this is our last evening together before he goes back to the grind.
She has told me that I have some things that I have to do tonight before I go to bed. So I must do them.
I have to find a bibbin. What did that say?
Huh? I have to be in North Carolina for conventions where I can find the...
Oh. Just stay away from the coast. Just stay away from the coast. She'll smell you down.
I'm eager to know what Megan's been up to, though, before we go.
I am, too.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, Megan was like years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. When we first started with our channel. She would always be the first one in the chat.
Presley would be there. And you'd be like,
and she would be like working a job and studying and stuff.
Yep. She'd be doing it. And we'd be like... asking her questions, trying to figure out. And she's like, no, really, this is what I do. And she found us.
And she had her Avi was
It was Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, that's right. That's
And
right.
she used
Does
to
still
be in
have
some
that?
Lady Gaga like fan groups, and they used to bother her on Twitter. How is school going if she's still here? Because she was in school. She should be getting finished with school. Yeah. Keep Presley and her hubby in your prayers. Especially hubby. Well, neither one more, but
Another too. Kaki is not in the chat. Please keep her in your prayers too.
yeah.
If you're friends with her, Olap is buns. Olap is buns. We got it, or
She's
used
made
to be,
her-
or whatever.
Buns has made a recovery.
We're never gonna let you forget that.
Well, no, but she's made her recovery with some photos of head. She's been called. She's already also been busted out for why the pictures that she showed don't.
Here's something the truth will do.
Except
Before
with
somebody
you.
else says something, that's not real brick, right?
It's not real brick.
Somebody, I can't get that to. We got to figure out how that will not be. Man, I gotta go, man. This girl is like, oh, whoa, where's your hand? Oh, we gotta go.
Shut up. I was like, where's my hand? Y'all have a good night.
Hey,
Thank
see
you
guys.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Buns. Have a good one.
Buns. Don't forget that. Bye.